What's good? What's good? It's your boy Micah back at it again with another video. Today we're going to talk about a couple of things: protection and inbred sorcery. Let's start off with protection. So the greatest form of protection is knowing yourself. You need to know how your spirit works, how your mind works, and how your body works. Most of us already have this intuitive knowledge because we live every fucking day and we're aware of our being, ourselves. We know how our mind works, we know how our body works, and we can tell, like, with the slightest difference if something is off. The thing is, most people, when they cast curses, every curse has a current of sorcery attached to it, even if it's just the personal current of the one working against you, which can be traced, it can be cloaked, it can be reversed, that kind of thing. The job of a protection spell is to prevent that current of energy or situation from manifesting. So there's different types of protection spells as well. Like with your talismans, your chains, your jewelry, etc. It prevents situations from developing and stops those situations entirely before you even get to where you're going. It's a mobile, active protection. You have stationary protection, which simply stops and reverses the energetic currents being directed your way due to the curses and interference of another magician, whether it's a RHPer, a Christian, or whatever. It sends the currents of energy back at them, which then manifests in their life, but they were trying to manifest in your life, in your reality. You have mental protection, psychic shields, things like that, aggressive shields that reverse the flow of thought energy and psychic and psychokinetic energy being directed at you that is cast upon you by, let's say, a scion or some shit like that, right? One who works with the mind, or who creates tulpas, mental thought forms, to attach to you to drain your energy, to attach to your mental body and drain your variety of mental energies that fuel your psionics and your magic. You also have more active protections as well that not just cancel out or reverse currents of sorcery directed at you, they take active steps to eliminate the threat, i.e., let's say a sorcerer cast at you. The protections go into play and they go into place, and then next thing you know, that sorcerer gets a bullet put in their fucking head in the physical. It's an active protection by eliminating the threat itself, or what is trying to be a threat. The thing with protection magic is that no matter how good it is, there will always be kinks in the armor somewhere. And you have to be aware of that. That way you can have other things set up to compensate for that kink in the armor, for that crack in your protection. If you overlook it, most often through underestimating your enemy, then you're going to be surprised when they send something to you that you can't get rid of. You feel me? That's almost permanently attached to you and works over time. And by over time, I mean months and years and decades to bring about your end. One of the greatest forms of protection next to knowing yourself is wisdom. Not underestimating your enemy, no matter how weak they seem. Because some people can take the route of playing like they're weak in order to get you to cast at them so they can have something to latch on to and drag you down with them while they're going down. You feel me? So you have to always be aware. You have to know yourself and you have to know your opponent. That way you know how to protect what matters to you, whether it's family, your wealth, your own personal health and well-being, that kind of thing. The other thing I want to talk about is inbred magic. Magic is about evolution. Evolution is directly tied to the aspect of your spirit, mind, and soul that deal with creativity. Creativity is that divine spark that does not just apply in the mundane with, like things like art, fashion, that kind of thing. That's just external or lower levels of manifestation of it. The higher levels of manifestation of creativity go into play in your magic. You have to be able to have wit and think on your feet when you're dealing with people in the magical community. Because somebody might try to whip up some chaos magic, like they nut in a fucking Cheerio box, and they be expecting to pull off a car crash on you. You feel me? Like, Shit gets fucking crazy, especially in this generation that we are living in. So you have to be aware and have knowledge of what is being directed at you. And then you can figure out on your feet, and while you're in the thick of the situation, what to do in order to guarantee your survival and your safety. This is brought about by taking practices from various cultures that are in line with your spirit and integrating them into one. This could be things like Tai Chi, basic energy work, fucking Reiki in some cases, if you're like a light worker, something like that. You master things outside of your domain in order to strengthen your own evolution and your magic. Because when you do, your intellect will start to kick in and will bring to you ideas about combining these practices in ways no one has ever combined them before. We've seen the evolution of Reiki, going from just simple Reiki practice to people inserting their own ideas into it. Even in the satanic community, you literally have people doing satanic Reiki on people, and it works. They channel their own glyphs, sigils, and all that other good shit. So we see the evolution of what is going on. Inbred magic occurs when there is no creativity and evolution for the sake of maintaining a purist mentality in regards to the current that you work with. Most of the time, this is done in a oppressive format, and it actually creates a oppressive energy that can cause damage to people's physical vessels, their mind, their mental bodies, etc., because it keeps them locked in, it keeps them psychically blocked, thinking that, okay, only this current or these few currents are pure, and I can only work with these. Everything else is off limits, which then gives them a weakness and a disadvantage against someone who knows that those few currents are not the only pure currents, and who is not afraid to delve into the unknown, figure out what works, what doesn't work, get fucked up a few times, and then learn the principles of success with their magic. Now, this is often seen in occult groups and lodges and all other kind of shit. It can be the Order of Nine Angles. It can be the fucking Cabal. It can be other groups and organizations on both the right-hand path and the left-hand path. What matters is there evolution? Is there creativity that gives you room to grow and doesn't try to extract and suppress psychically your critical thinking skills, your intellect? They don't tell you some bullshit like all you gotta do is just believe and then, your magic will work. There's more to magic than just belief. Belief plays a major component, but you have to know what you're doing. You have to have the technical skill here. This magic is an art and a science, like Aleister Crowley said. The thing with inbred magic is that it gives you a semblance of power. It does have some power to it, but it doesn't let you reach your entire potential. Because when you start to reach your potential, you start to see the loopholes in the system that you were working with. And you start to see how you can turn the weapons of the masters against them and basically take them down with their own fucking sorcery and shit. Now, most purists would be like, oh, that's not true, that's bullshit. You have to be in quote-unquote resonance with the sorcery in order to get effect and manifest your will and all other kind of stuff, which is true. However, a lot of people twist the meaning of resonance to mean something totally different than what it actually means. Resonance is simply staying in harmony with the elements of your current of sorcery that you work with, not just the physical 5 elements of fire, water, earth, air, spirit. Some cases say metal or wood, those kind of things. But it's staying in harmony with the whole of your sorcery and how it applies to you. What most people twist resonance to mean is total subjugation and lack of questioning of the current and the patrons of said current. This leads to things such as a type of sheep or slave mentality, such as seen in Christianity and other major religions. Then the current gets diluted with bullshit based on people's ideas and ideals of what supreme sorcery and supreme sorcerers and living gods are. and thus egregores are created, which are the manifestations of these ideals. The thing you have to remember is that it's just that an egregore is not going to give you the particular enlightenment that you need in order to progress along your own personal path. You can learn a little bit, but you're not going to necessarily learn the secrets and the fucking loopholes and all the other kind of good shit. Real magic deals with evolution and creativity. Real patrons and spirits are going to expand your mind. They're going to give you orthodox and unorthodox tactics in order to fulfill your goal. This is especially true in necromancy. Here's a little insider info for you. What most people don't know is that when you work your sorcery, you're not just drawing upon your own personal energy. You're drawing upon the energy of all those who went before you in your line of sorcery. This is why we call it ancestry, or a sorceress lineage, so to speak, or a bloodline. It's a spiritual, almost like a chain, so to speak. That way, when you work with your hands or with your mind or with your spirit, it's like all of, I don't want to say your ancestors, but all of your, what's that word that I'm looking for? All of those who have preceded you are working along with you in order to create what it is that is needed in order to fulfill your goal. So this also lends to a little secret. Not only are the strengths of those sorcerers assimilated into the current and come to you, but their weaknesses are also assimilated and also come to you and manifest through you as well. So you may be thinking that, I'm particularly shit at XYZ kind of magic, when in reality, it's just the combined weakness of those who have gone before you manifesting through you. Which brings up another point. You have to be very careful about what sorcery you work with. And that's why you have to make sure it's in harmony with your spirit, your affinity, and all that other good shit, right? Now, inbred magic is devolved. It is fueled by sorcerers who lacked that creativity and sacrificed that aspect of their spirit for dogma and purism. And with that mentality, it created a psychic block, so to speak, that prevented them from tapping into other powerful aspects of their sorcery, because all of this is connected. We see this with the death current in necromancy across all cultures: Asia, Mongolia, Brazil, America, etc., and other planes of existence besides this one, right? Creativity is necessary. I cannot stress this enough. You need to master things outside of your necromantic domain in order to really push the limits on what is possible and what you believe is possible. Yes, you need to stay with one thing for a certain amount of time. This will give you a solid foundation and a solid knowledge base to work from. You can take that general knowledge and turn it into specialized knowledge, which produces manifestation and results. However, when you reach the limits of what that knowledge can bring you, you take knowledge from other aspects and other cultures and make sure you understand it. And then you can push that further into more apotheosis, more ascent, more power, more abilities. Start weaving and mixing abilities in ways no one ever thought of. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing, just like we've seen with Reiki. Reiki has stayed pure, but Reiki has also evolved as well. You have people doing sacred geometry mixed with Reiki. You have people in the LHP community doing satanic Reiki, channeling the energy of demons along with that pure current in order to manifest results in a way that suits them. You feel me? Like, y'all see how essential this shit is? Now, for those operating in groups, occult lodges, or whatever, on whatever fucking path, you have to make sure you're not subtly submitting to dogma and creating psychic blockages in your own mind. Freaking self-awareness, just like with protection, self-awareness is the best way to advance yourself. You have to know your mind, body, and spirit, and you have to listen to your intuition that's telling you, hey, this could be a potential source of power over here, even though in the dogma and purism mentality, this is forbidden. Because the only reason it is forbidden is because it actually provides power to you. It is actually creative. It contains the godly power necessary to bring new life into your reality and to your world. That's what creativity is. It is a power. It is a root of your spirit that has its roots in a type of godhood, so to speak. Gods create. Sorcerers create. Even necromancers, when we kill off shit, we kill off to create. You feel me? Even in matters of undeath, you are creating something new that did not exist before after death. That kind of thing. So with that being said, I just wanted to bring that to you guys' attention to keep you all aware of that kind of thing on both the protection matters and the creativity matters. That way you're not limited to some stupid psychic blockages brought about by other people and their ideals of what supreme sorcery is and what gods are, that kind of thing, whilst also staying in harmony with your path. That way you can gain the most power, the most benefit, all that good shit, and you also contribute something to the current. The way you contribute something varies by each person, by each sorcerer, their spirit, their affinity, etc. Me, as you can see, I'm creating a library of necromantic knowledge here on YouTube that can help laymen and those who are more experienced but want to branch out do so safely without losing what they've already gained in their practice, their death essence attunement, their affinity, their sorcery, the ability to heal, kill, resurrect, resuscitate, all that good shit. So it's always remember this: it's better to be useful than to be useless. I'm going to say that again. It's better to be useful than to be useless. And so as you do this, and as you ascend and as you rise, you will start contributing, giving back to the current that gave to you. You feel me? And thus an equal exchange and an equal balance is set. And you can rise higher into the planes, higher into the cosmos, all that good shit. It gets so exciting, guys. It really does. It really does. But I'm going to leave it at that. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe. Check out my Patreon, all the other good shit. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.